Hey guys, so welcome to this episode of Kick-Ass. And I love these episodes because in this one, we're going to be talking about fitpreneurs who are kicking ass. And as always, check out the show over at fitpreneurs.com/kickass for the YouTube playlist. Also, if you're listening over on iTunes, then please do give a review. Also, you can check it out on SoundCloud and also the blog. All the episodes go up every single day during the week. And I'm super excited today to be welcoming to the Kick-Ass Show, Mr. David Ortiz. Welcome. David is joined by many different animals today. Who have you got with you, David?
I got my little rescue pit, Bonnie. Honeybee's over there sulking in the corner because she's not getting enough attention. And I have Delilah over there at the corner. So I have 3 dogs here in this house, and I have one with my girlfriend. A very avid dog lover, and part of the awesome things that happened with this program is I was able to get these dogs, from terrible situations because I was able to afford the means to do so.
Nice. So I'm super excited for studio owners to be watching this because you were in a position where, in your business where things weren't going as you wanted them to. And in 12 weeks, you've generated $50,000 in your business. And now you've got this whole new mission. And, this video is entitled, taking your hero business and your hero studio to 50K. But I want to wind back to, why you started this business in the first place, and then what happened when you found yourself, on that call with me, and really the struggle that you had. And then we'll talk about the amazing things that have happened since. So why don't we wind back to where it all started for you, and then we'll move along from there.
So initially, I became a personal trainer because I wanted to help people in the geek community become fit. My biggest inspiration was Spider-Man, and I wanted to look like him. So when I finally decided to get into the Spider-Man suit, I started working out, and people started inquiring about how they can do it. This led me to really think about the fact that I could be helping people, get in shape. And so I decided to start pursuing fitness. And fast forward a few years later, I became a personal trainer. I started working for a company, but I started realizing that my skill set was far above the person who had employed me, and I was getting paid a lot less than what I deserved. And that, coupled with the fact that I had always wanted to open my gym. As when I became a personal trainer, I saw what a gym looks like, and I'm like, dude, I can do this. I want to do this. A hero has to have their own headquarters, and they have to, have a base of operations. And I just didn't feel comfortable doing, working for somebody else. I always knew I wanted to be an entrepreneur. When my grandmother died of cancer, it really taught me that the worst pain that anyone can really experience, like the absolute worst pain, is death, because that is one thing that's irreversible. Everything else I could overcome. So that was like my first epiphany that I had that started leading me to the path to get a gym. So about a little less than a year later, I found an investor and I opened up my own gym. And I had a lot of clients that said they were going to come with me. But when the gym finally opened, it turned out that only a quarter of those clients came with me, and I was in a financial rut because I had no idea how to properly market. I figured word of mouth would be the best way to do it, and then kind of getting out there and started talking to people about it, but it wasn't really generating the income, or the business rather, that I needed. So what ended up happening is I started paying out of pocket to keep the gym running because I would barely make enough to cover the rent some months, and other months it was just not enough. So I was losing money. I was bleeding money. I didn't have enough for the gym rent, let alone my house rent. So it was a really, it gave me a lot of anxiety, and it was a time full of despair for me in a sense, because I felt like I woke up every day unable to breathe, like I was drowning. And, but I knew I had to do something. So actually, one of our mutual friends, Antonio, who had come to my gym to paint a mural, like I told him, I had to tell someone, I'm like, dude, he's like, how's the gym going? I'm like, you know what? Like, not so good, man. And here's why, financially we're like doing crappy, dude. And he's like, well, I've worked with Simon, and I know that he makes it a business to take people like you and make them successful. And he's got a lot of success stories. He's got a lot of clients who have definitely profited from this ventures, and you should just check him out. So, you know what? I had heard about you from him, And I was like, let me try to do this on my own. Like, I think we can do this. But as I started sinking lower and deeper into the muck, I'm like, you know what? I'm already pretty much at rock bottom. I have to talk to someone that's going to help me get through this, or at least give me some clarity as to what I need to do. So when I finally ended up talking to you, you had like this confidence about you. It's just like the way you kind of just every word that you said, you knew like it had intent behind it, like it had purpose, and that was really empowering because I didn't want to talk to as a coach myself. I know what it means to have someone empower you and seeing your capability of what you're able to do that you yourself cannot see. Someone from the outside looking in and saying, okay, this is what's going on in reality, not what's going on in your head. So I told you about my situation, and you asked me about the square footage in my gym, and you started taking notes, which I thought.
Just to let people know what your square footage is and where you're based.
So right now I'm in Little River in South Florida. So that's an area that's just north of Wynwood in the Miami area. It's the new like up and coming like hip area is being developed. A lot of new businesses are moving in there, so the rent's not really cheap. But it has a lot of potential because right now we're kind of like in there kind of early. I have 2,000 square feet in my gym, and it's divided into like an L-shaped sort of facility where the main strip, it's 1,250 square feet, and that's all gym equipment, and we have the standard gym, bodybuilding, weightlifting, whatever. And then I have what I like to call a danger room based off of the X-Men's in their training area, and we have battle ropes, boxing bags, we have all the cardio equipment there, we have kettlebells. And so like my whole philosophy was, fitness is an all around thing. And like superheroes, they're not just like weightlifting, they need to be functional, etc. So when I told you about that, and the whole thing with my gym, it's a superhero based gym. It's called Heroically Fit, because that's what got me started. And I know that a lot of people have superheroes that they look up to, especially now with all the new Marvel and DC movies coming out and all the shows. It's becoming like a new age of people accepting like their inner geek, and I wanted to help correlate that with how people can become empowered.
Yeah.
So once I told you about that, you said, okay, realistically, what do you want to make this month? Like, give me a number. What
were you generating at the time that we had the call?
Well, when you asked me that question, in my mind I was like, dude, I'm making like anywhere from $2,000 to $3,000 a month. Which is my rent alone is about $4,100 plus utilities. We're looking at like $4,300 to $4,500 in that range. So I was already like way under where I needed to be, and so in my mind I'm like, I think to be able to breathe realistically, I would want to have $10,000, which is over triple of what I was making at that point.
Right.
And when I told you that, you kind of just like scoffed and like, yeah, don't worry. That's like the bare minimum you'll make. You can make way more than that. If you wanted to make $20,000, you can make that. And if you want to make even more than that. When you said that, the way you delivered that line, it was like, I don't know. It was like basically like I was looking up to someone and they're like, dude, it's set in stone. Don't worry. It's going to happen. Like it's already basically happened. You just have to take action. And that empowered me so much because deep down inside, in my heart, I know, and I knew back then that I could be better, that I could be more, but something was holding me back. And I had no idea what that was. But you just lifted that fear like it was nothing. And I think that was like the best part about it because to be honest, it's like for the first time, it felt like you took me from underwater and just raised me above the surface. It's like, here, breathe, all right? It's going to be okay. And that's what got me like super invested into this. When you said, okay, here's the investment, for a split second, as it is with anyone, it's a knee-jerk reaction. When you hear money is involved, you're like, oh, especially when you're already, pretty much under. But I believed in this program. I believed in your words, and your energy was fucking fantastic. Excuse my language. And I said, you know what? I'm going to do it because without risk, there is no reward. And that's how I've run my entire life, and it's led me up to this point. So why should this be any different? If I'm willing to make that leap, I know it's going to work. So you know what? I took out a loan. I went even deeper in debt, but I had to have faith. I had to trust in the outcome because it was already going to happen, right? I already had that belief deep down inside. A lot of that was me, and then you helped solidify that. So fast forward to the end of the month, and I had made $15,000, which was unfathomable because I'm like, dude, I've been doing this for years, you know, and before when I was working for somebody else, I barely made like $35,000, $40,000 a year. And then here I was bleeding money, barely making $2,000 to $3,000, keeping my rent. And all of a sudden it's like the money just came. But more importantly was the freedom of like finally being able to see past that wall that was in front of me to reach greater heights. So now I had my eyes like set on doing bigger things.
What do you think would have happened if you had carried on going on your own?
To be honest, it was something that I had considered. I was considering closing up shop and then just taking a step back, going to work in another gym in the meantime. It's basically like, it was a bad place to be because I've never ever taken a step back and gone back to my past self. I've always thought about moving forward. So if I hadn't had this program and your guidance, Sophie, Valerie, and all the members involved and this community, I would have been at a loss. I think it would have gone against everything that I believe in, but I would have had to just take a step back and say, I gotta stop.
So I want to bring up this topic here, and you've talked about this a little bit, which you talk about a number of things, you know, and I know that people are going to be watching this going, well, okay, that's fair enough. I've got a 1,500 square foot, or I've got a 3,000 square foot studio. I'm in a similar position right now. Like, what is it that got you to do $50,000 in 12 weeks and go from $2K a month to $15K really, really quickly? Like, was it one thing for you? Was it a combination of things? Like, how people see from their side right now who are struggling, going, well, listen, I'm scared. Like, I want to do something, but I want to get to where you've gotten to. What would you say to them, like being in the place that you were, maybe watching this and observing this type of video?
So I strongly believe that anyone who invests their money into a facility for fitness is looking to serve people in this sense. But at the end of the day, we all have to pay bills. And the survival instinct in us, at least in me, kicked in first before anything else. It's like, I have to make money so I can pay rent. I have to make money so I can do these, you know, A, B, and C. What happened when I came into this program was the most important thing, and it's something that we kind of hammer away at every call and every meeting that we have, is mindset. And more importantly, a mindset shift, where it was from going, you know, my mindset was making money and surviving, and kind of like trying to figure out how to best sell these programs to people with that in mind, to selling the program. Don't get me wrong, we're still selling, you know, packages, but with the mindset of serving them. How can we best help someone? She's like, she agrees, Delilah here. How can we best serve people so that we can make the world a better place, in essence? You know, kind of when we do something good for someone else, the universe just gives back. And for a lot of people, this might sound like hocus pocus, but I'll give you a quick story. You know, as with anything, every success is its ups and downs. It's not just a straight line from point A to point B, and it's something that you tell us all the time. You know, and anyone who goes down that route will know that you're going to have your successes, you're going to have your failures, but you got to keep moving. Recently, I had some unexpected financial issues that came up with the gym and the city, in which we got sorted out. But I was freaking out about the finance for like a week. And during that time that I was freaking out, I had no one new come in. I had no one apply, nothing. One day, which was 2 days ago, I literally just woke up and said, you know what, screw the finances, screw the money, I don't even care. I just want to know how I can help people. I really genuinely want to help someone today, because that will be, like, that's just an advancement of myself there in helping others. And so I took a nap midday, and I had a dream. as magical and mystical as it sounds, I had a dream that I was going to sell a package for $2,800 to a male individual. And it was really like, it was almost like I lived through it. When I woke up, I called a person that had just applied during that time that I was sleeping. I called him up and we talked. And here's the thing. He said to me, I have no money for you. Like, I cannot afford your training. I'm sure it's expensive. Can you tell me like what the prices are? I really don't want to waste your time and mine. And I just told him, dude, you know what? Why don't you just come in? Like, I feel like either way, I'll be able to help you, and at least I'll give you a viewpoint as where you are now and where you need to get to. At the very least, I'll be able to give you that. So don't worry about it, the money right now. Don't worry about anything. Like, that's off to the side. I literally just want to help you. So he came in, and after I did a transformation session, which is a program that you've come up with, and it's a set of steps that we need to take, more like guidelines, really. But once I did my transformation session with him, I just sat down and started talking to him. And we kind of lost track of time altogether. We're just having fun talking about life and like how, what he does at work, how he lost all his weight initially. And at the end of the day, I sold $3,800. So $1,000 more than my dream would have said. And, just more than I've ever sold in a package. So I was flabbergasted. I was super excited, and I was just in a good energy, because it's like the moment I stopped caring about the money, it just started coming. It's like for guys, like when you chase women, they never come, right? But when you start focusing on yourself and how you can make yourself better, the women start coming. And the same thing with girls too, It's similar to that. So when you chase money too aggressively and you lose sight of what your vision is, then I feel like you just create roadblocks for yourself. And that is what I've learned in this program, is that it's not about the money. The money will come if you become the best version of yourself.
So all of that's fantastic. I think, earlier we were talking about how far you've come and now the next step for you. So talk about like where you're trying to go. Because I know that a lot of people are segueing into being like the owner versus the operator. So what is your vision now for the next 12 months and where you want to get to?
So having done all this, my vision for my company has become clearer. Like, I always knew that I wanted to build a sort of empire so that I could serve people better, but I didn't know how or why. Now that I know that the finances are going to be taken care of, and that I'm going to be able to serve people better, that I'm able to connect with them better, my goal as of 3 days ago, is that I want to generate in the next year $400,000 just to give me like extra financial freedom and extra wiggle room to have a whole team in my gym of trainers to take care of the gym, so that I can remove myself from that environment. Because as much as I love doing personal training and even semi-private group training or whatever, I feel like I can offer the world more by going to work with organizations. One of the organizations that I want to work with is Lighthouse for the Blind, specifically the ones that the part of the organization that works with the kids. Children who live in poor areas who can't afford eye care, and they work with them. I have a strong affinity towards kids because my niece and nephew are a huge part of why I decided to, personify a superhero, because they always see me as that, And I love kids because they have so much potential and they are the future. And I want to target that area, which has largely been left alone as far as fitness goes. So it's all about educating the future, right? And I want to work with recovering drug addicts and alcoholics, because my girlfriend is a pharmacist and she works at a recovery clinic, and my mentor is a psychologist and he works at a recovery clinic. And when I heard about all these things that they have to go through, and like how even when they help people, sometimes they end up relapsing anyway, I know that taking care of your organism is one of the best ways to really empower yourself and make you feel better. So if I can somehow bring nutrition and fitness into that, I would love it. And funny enough, talking after we had that conversation, my mentor called me and he said, listen, there's going to be a new opportunity opening up, and they're looking for a nutritionist for the hospital. Would you be interested in it? And then this way, I don't know how much they're going to pay you, but you can go in there, an hour every couple of days and talk to these people and teach them how to become better, because God knows they don't take care of themselves, is what he said. And I said to him, honestly, I don't care how much they pay me. Like, I think this is such an incredible opportunity, as scary as it seems, because I've never dealt with a group of people that desperately need help like that. Like, I've dealt with individuals who need to change their lives, but never like someone who's struggling with a life and death situation on a constant day-to-day basis. Nice. So, but I thanks to this program, I've learned that these are the kind of opportunities that come along that you cannot pass up. It doesn't matter how scared you are. It doesn't matter how inadequate you feel. It doesn't matter how unqualified you feel you are. they come to you, or for example, me, because it's meant to be. Like, if you can take that and run with it, you can achieve even greater things in the future. So, and this is all coming to me because I've changed my mindset. My mentor would never have asked me to do this a year ago or even 3 months ago, because of the way that I was viewing the world was so finite, and it wasn't geared towards helping people primarily. That wasn't my number one thing.
Do you think that just a business program would have helped you as much, or what's your beliefs now around mindset, self-development, and your business growing?
So so at first when Antonio had told me about the program, as with anybody who's looking to hire a personal trainer, sorry, they're fighting over here. They like to scuffle when I'm busy, apparently. But as with anyone looking to hire a personal trainer, you don't just want someone who's going to tell you, oh, this is the exercise you got to do, and here, let me just count reps for you, etc. You want someone who's going to genuinely be there with you, encouraging you, telling you how to get over your humps, really looking deep into your psyche and saying, okay, you know what, I feel like you're not progressing, and let's work on why. This is where this program, the Fitpreneurs, shines, because it wasn't just a business program where like I would go and sit in the classroom and learn. I mean, I can go to college for that. And it's one of the reasons I dropped out, because I wasn't genuinely learning anything in college that I cared about. And I felt like the teachers were just drones. They never like genuinely cared about the students. And I kind of get it because it's a huge class, etc. But there's something to be said about the Fitpreneurs when we are each having issues and we bring it up in a call, and then the whole group joins in and says, listen, it's going to be okay, or I've gone through the same thing, and this is how we circumvented that, this is how we overcame those obstacles, and we're here for you 24/7. We have that support, that family, that community, and there is very real love between the members, and I love it. I love going into these calls. I love talking to the other members outside of the calls, etc. Just because it's like, we are like-minded individuals. We all want to change the world. We all want to leave our legacy. Right. And this goes far beyond just like, okay, you have to do A, B, and C and make the sale. This is more about, you have to go through everything here, and you have to be able to calibrate, and you have to be able to connect with people, and then everything will come together into what you want it to be. Whatever your vision is, it will come true. And that's it. And I think it's just that nurturing side of the Fitpreneurs that really made it for me.
Well, thank you, David. That's an amazing story. And I love the superhero theme. I love the fact that you got the dogs, and I love the fact that now you're able to transition to the Platinum Mastermind and be able to move the business to the next level. So guys, if you're watching this and you want to take the step that David took, then, click the link below. There'll be an application that you can fill out to help grow your studio and really change more lives. David, what would you say about taking that first step? Because sometimes it could be scary to just reach out, right? Did you have any reservations or thoughts that kind of held you back, or did you just kind of just move forward?
So I do, obviously, I did have my doubts at first before I took the step, which was what led me to not contact you until I was really deep in the crapper. And it was kind of like, if it costs money, it might not pan out. I might be deeper in debt. I mean, there's no guarantee.
Which is just mindset in itself, right?
Yeah, it is a mindset. It was like basically like I was setting myself up for failure before I had even tried. Like, I hadn't even given you a chance to talk to you. And it was scary, but that's part of it. Sometimes when something is really scary, actually a lot of times when I feel like in my life when something scares the crap out of me, I have to tackle it with everything I got. And every time I've done it, when it's my instinct that says, you know what, fight this, move forward, and get over it, I've succeeded massively. And this was one of those decisions that I made that was terrifying, but once I made the decision, it wasn't scary anymore. It was like, when you finally take that leap of faith, or I don't know if you jump out of a plane, if anyone has done that, or et cetera,
Surrender. It's surrender. It's a complete surrender. Surrender to the process. Just like someone would surrender to the process and come and work with you and trust in you to help them get fit and healthy.
Precisely. And then you just have to trust, and you have to trust more than trust in the program. You have to trust in yourself the way that you trusted yourself up until now. That's brought you to this point, and that's something that was huge. It's just believing in what's inside, and you guys really help bring that out every time.
Awesome. So guys, head to fitpreneurs.com/breakthrough and apply and watch the video on there and apply for the conversation with myself or one of the team. And, we'll find out where you are, where you want to be, and specifically what it is for you that needs to change. Maybe it is leads, maybe it is mindset, maybe it's, the leverage in your business. And so until we have that conversation, until you make that first step, we can't, we need to uncover specifically and give you clarity, which is really key. David, thank you so much. And also to the dogs, they've mostly entertained me as well. I look forward to seeing you here soon in San Diego at the ranch. And any parting words or advice for anyone watching?
Just tackle your fears. Tackle your fears. I know life is inherently hard, and we just have to find a way to keep moving forward. And as long as we do that, as long as we keep moving forward, whether it's on our own or seeking help and advice from others, then we will always succeed in what we're trying to accomplish. There's no doubt. It's all about just keep moving and never stop.
Good stuff. Yeah. All right, guys. Well, I'll see you on another episode of Fitpreneurs Kicking Ass. I'll see you very soon. Take it easy.